Hey, Tom family. Welcome to yet another edition of Tom Talk. And I'm super excited today because, we get to sit down with Daniel Campa, who is our Red Oak branch manager, but he's also, he was one of the first here at Trinity Oaks Mortgage, literally one of the first. And I will tell you, I'm blessed to be able to get to work alongside Daniel every day because they say you always learn things. If you're out seeking, to learn, you will learn. And Daniel Camp has taught me a tremendous amount during my tenure here. And I hope I'm able to extend the same thing to him. But Daniel, welcome to Tom Talk.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So how long have you been here? I said day one. Day one for you was, tell us when.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so day one for Trinity Oaks was at May 2016. But really it was let's see, November 2014 is when I
Yeah.
really kind of started.
So you started your career when? How long have you been in this business?
All right. I started what 20 about 20 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, 2001 and October 2001 is kind of really when I started this business. And when I started, I had no clue, what I was doing. Obviously, I didn't even know how to spell mortgage. I owned a home, which was good.
Yeah.
I had purchased my first house when I was 20 years old, but really didn't know anything about the mortgage business. So when I got brought in, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. And it literally took me probably 6 months before I even felt comfortable of going out and talking to anybody.
Wow. And you started, wow, 2001, October 2001, you started at a very interesting time in our country's
Yeah.
history, for sure. Yeah,
Yep.
there was a lot of uncertainty. So I'm sure you had the uncertainty of what was going on there, the uncertainty of starting in an industry that was unfamiliar. But look at you now, 20 years later, and leading, our largest business unit within Trinity Oaks Mortgage. So I think you've done very well. And I will say it, you are a connoisseur of getting better every day. You truly are. So that's a great kind of segue into my next question. What do you do, or where do you go to self-educate, or how do you sharpen your saw? What's kind of your secret sauce?
Yeah, I mean, one, I love to read. Now, I don't feel like I have enough time to read, to sit down and actually physically read, especially when you get kids and things. But reading is one of the things I love to do. In regards to mortgages, I guess you say, I love listening to Dave Savage with the mortgage coach.
Yeah.
Really good. He's got really good insights. And then this may sound a little dull, but I'm constantly reading the guidelines, and I'm a big advocate of mortgage currency. So
Yeah.
I mean, mortgage currency allows me to help me, find the guidelines and answers, faster. So I'm a big advocate of mortgage currency. I suggest if there's any loan officers that don't have it, get it because it's really helpful.
This business, the fortunate thing is you can learn every day, and I appreciate the fact that you constantly are trying to get better as an individual producer, as a branch manager, as a mentor and a coach to others. So that's great, and it's great counsel for folks within our organization, but even folks outside the organization. Constantly look for ways to get better and sharpen your saw, and also a plug for Dave Savage. I like that guy. I'll actually be hopefully seeing Dave next week at the Lenders One Summit. So
Yeah.
Dave's got a tremendous amount of insight, and he's
Yeah.
a great so guy. So what's motivating your team right now, Daniel?
That's a good question. To be honest, like I don't know if motivation is the right word. To be honest, I mean I like motivation. Motive is good, but I typically tend to see motivation kind of not last. Kind of falls off. So
Yeah,
I don't know. To me, I'd say determination is probably a better word. You know, I would say everybody's as far as my team, they're determined just to build their business, and by doing it the right way. And I would say, through customer service, we want to offer the best customer service not only to their buyers, which are their clients, but also their other clients, their realtors, sales partners. Anybody that's involved in the business is basically their clients.
Yeah,
And honestly, I'd say that's probably one thing I would say about the Trinity Oaks and the my group for the Red Oak branch is that one of the common traits I think that you'd see is we deliver high quality customer service, and that's really what they strive and live off of.
that's great, man. Yeah, it's a lost art. Customer service is. It's become more and more of a cliche, unfortunately, in our society. And I can attest to that. You guys continue to deliver tremendous customer service. Your scores show it all the time. Every one of your team members, you guys are constantly at the top of the list, not only within the company but out in the community in terms of surveys and things like that. So I can attest to that, and so that's a great job. Um, Speaking of the industry and the fact that you've been in it for 20 years, talk to me about what has fundamentally changed about your work from when you started 20 years ago to right now.
I'd say the short answer is probably just technology.
Okay.
I mean, the basic of finance and it basically remains the same. Guidelines will constantly change, but customer service is always there, communication is always there. It's just now the way that's done is done differently.
Yeah.
When I first started, obviously there was no such thing as text. You
Yeah.
know, there was email, but it still was probably still more of a phone conversation than even email. Um, and that just the style, I guess, of your communication is really just a little bit different. Obviously you're easier to look up guidelines. We had a book, you look up the guidelines in a book,
Yeah.
and
Now
and
you
the
can
book was
search it.
constantly getting updated.
Yeah, quick word search and you've got your answer now.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I would just say technology is probably the biggest difference today.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, right? I mean, technology is something that we have to embrace and we need to embrace, but it will never replace a relationship and the ability to build a relationship. And so it's that constant battle of how do I leverage technology to make myself better, but never do I want it to overtake what I'm trying to build with the customer. So it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, what's something everybody in the industry should stop or start doing, in your opinion?
Hmm. Yeah, I would say start listen to your customers. Start listening to your customers. The old
Yeah,
saying, listen more, talk less, right? And then after you listen more, then at that point, ask your questions to determine, which program is going to be best for the buyer based on their wants and needs, not based on what you think.
yeah,
And then stop. I would say stop being an order taker. It kind of goes along with the same thing. Don't be an order taker. Ask the questions. And you really got to because you got to take your customer service to the next level. What we talked about technology. I mean, with technology and loans being more and more automated, you've got to set yourself apart from others. And the easiest way to do that is by your customer service. So that's probably the best thing to do right there is start and stop.
that's good, man. Yeah, I made a point to two ears and one mouth, right? I mean, God gave us that for a reason, and so I think that's tremendous counsel to be able to listen more to our customers. I think that's the thing about our business. It's unfortunate. It's become very transactional.
Hmm.
And Daniel, one thing I can tell you, because I witness it every day, is you're not a transactional leader. You truly care about your customers, all the customers within the Red Oak branch that you guys serve, and you're a testament to what this company stands for and everything that we're trying to do. So thank you. I appreciate your time today. Appreciate your leadership, and wish you all the best of luck with today and going forward within Trinity Oaks. So thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.
You bet.